Throughout the course of the next 2 weeks, we will be taking an inside look at two talented young artists who are going to create a wall mural from scratch to finished. Our first artist is 20-year-old art student Henry. Our other artist is Rob, a recent graduate from Plymouth.
Yeah, so that is literally what I was saying.
So
just do that.
And then whatever shape it is.
Yeah, and I can do all of that all three.
Well, I've been doodling all my life, but when I went to uni to do a digital art degree, I realised that the digital side of it wasn't for me. So I started using markers more and pencils more, and finally got to this style, which I like using marker pens. But yeah, as far as ideas and planning and that goes, I just build it up as it goes along.
Just starts as a small doodle and then in my sketchbook, and then when I want to, if I feel like I have the time, then I'll try and recreate it in a larger, more detailed painting. Projections, OHPs, freehand for some pieces. Anything which saves time, I feel, is beneficial, and I don't really see it as cheating. I see it as just being you know, a decent method to get something done, because it's still your creation. One can spray paint, £6.50. That's with a discount, and a Posca, large Posca pen is about £4. I would spend the whole day drawing it out freehand, whereas it took me 2-3 hours to do it using a projection.
Usually I'd use marker pens and nothing else. So this is Posca paint pens, but they'll go on walls. They're a bit more expensive than the normal marker, but they do a good job. Basic images like the roses and that, which appear in a lot of the work, and then from the shape which they create, I try and go off that and create the whole image.
Like a load of small organisms working together to create something large. That's the main influence I have, I guess, with my work, is that creating something with small pieces to make something large. At the moment this year I'm saving all of my work to put into my portfolio, and so it usually all goes towards college work, but I do put a few paintings into shops to see how much I would get.
The fact that unless you're doing it illegally, it is harder to get noticed, it's harder to get your stuff out there. But I think if you put enough work into it and try and, you know, really hit the market with your stuff, then people will buy, because obviously there's always someone who'll buy your work, you just got to find them.
If you want to do things legally, it's a lot more difficult, because not everybody wants to see this style of painting and art going out there. So if you do things legally, yes, it's hard, but if you want to get yourself known out in public, then graffiti is a good way of doing that. I feel like I'm broadening my horizons a lot more with trying out new methods, new styles of drawing differently to what I feel comfortable with doing. So it's good to explore, but I still find myself drawing the same things.
They're called Glubens. I'm not really sure how they came about, but they're sort of the main image behind ESQ, which is what I tag all my stuff with, and they're the most recognisable sort of images I've done so far.
Yeah.
Sort of people are recognising them out and about and sort of asking me about them. So yeah, characters, and then the flowers on the more sort of decorative side of it. Try and make it a little bit pretty to cross over with the street art sort of style of it.
Yeah.
Try and get some sort of balance in the middle.
And then I'm also thinking of starting a business in some way, like a supply store or anything really, just any method of still being able to do what you love, but still being able.
It's a good evening on the pencil work, so probably 4 hours on that, and then the pen work has been maybe 8 to 10 hours.
After 2 dedicated weeks, the wall mural has met its completion, proving that after much work and motivation, a visually stunning mural can be achieved, and acts as an example that not all good works of art are on the street. This is art behind closed doors.